This video was brought to you by Vinny's North Bay Airstream Repair. Remember, if you're in the market to have your RV coated with the industry's best ceramic glass protective coating, talk to Vinny, talk to Brian. They have opened a new ceramic super center in Tallahassee, Florida to take care of all of you on the East Coast. Hey guys, we are Sean and Christy. This is Long Honeymoon, and this week we have yet another fantastic topic: Grand Teton National Park and Yellowstone National Park. Most people who go to Grand Teton also go to Yellowstone. And in this video, we're going to cover all of the changes that are happening in these parks that you can expect if you're visiting this year.
Before we get going too far, we want to say hello to baby girl Chihuahua. Some people have been asking about her, so we thought we would show her in this video.
That's right. We have a very special celebrity guest recovering from a slight abscess on her right paw. Baby girl's feeling fine.
She'll probably fall asleep.
Thanks to all of you who've asked about her. Yeah. So let's talk about Grand Teton National Park first. The changes that have happened in recent years in Grand Teton have been mostly pandemic related because of the massive influx of traffic, all of the so-called COVID campers, everybody getting in an RV and hitting the road. The campgrounds switched to being reservation only, including our longtime favorite campground of Grovant.
Yeah, so all the campgrounds in Grand Teton National Park now are reservation only, and you make those reservations on recreation.gov.
Switching some of those campgrounds to reservation only status was a massive change. The changes this year are more modest.
So the biggest change will be access to Moose Wilson Road. So if you've seen our previous videos, you know we talk a lot about Moose Wilson Road. It's a road that sort of cuts through a side branch of the park, and it's a great place to spot bears. There's also some really nice hikes that leave from along Moose Wilson Road. But this year, starting in the spring, the entrance station from Granite, which is the southern entrance station, which is the entrance station you access from Teton Village, from Granite entrance station all the way to the Lawrence S. Rockefeller Preserve is going to be closed April through Memorial Day. So it's closed completely April through Memorial Day. Starting on Memorial Day, it will open on the weekends until Labor Day. So Memorial Day to Labor Day, it will be open on the weekends only. So closed during the week to traffic, open on the weekends. And that means it opens at 7 p.m. Friday night, and it will stay open until 7 a.m. Monday morning. So that's your window of opportunity to drive the full length of Moose Wilson Road this summer.
Are they actually going to pave Moose Wilson Road?
They are. They're going to pave the gravel sections of the park, and that is the section that's gravel from the Granite entrance station to Lawrence Rockefeller Preserve.
Yeah, there's a section of that road that is infamously rough. It's kind of a washboard gravel road. Definitely. It's been notorious over the years, so that'll be really an interesting, different experience having a refurbished Moose Wilson Road. We'll look forward to that next year.
After Labor Day, it's going to close again to all traffic. So from Labor Day till December of 2022, you won't be able to drive that section of the road at all. So if you're somebody that's arriving to the park after Labor Day, you can't drive that section from Granite entrance station to Lawrence Rockefeller Preserve. It's going to be closed.
Forget about it.
One other weird change this year that they don't offer too many details on, but it makes me nervous, is at the Grovant campground. It specifically says that the Grovant campground dump station will have limited use availability and to inquire with staff upon arrival for use info. So,
cue ominous music.
Yeah, that makes me really nervous because who knows what that means? I mean, limited use availability, does that mean it's going to be only open for certain short periods of time? Is it going to mean you can only visit it X number of times during your stay? I have no idea. They did not elaborate on it at all. I emailed the Park Service Public Affairs Office. I haven't heard back from them yet. I called recreation.gov and spoke with some people there, and they didn't know. So Who knows?
The dump station at the Grovot campground has been problematic forever, to be honest, because it's kind of a bottleneck. There are, I guess, 2 dump stations that are side by side, and so only really 2 RVs can be accommodated at any one time. There's also a freshwater spigot, which has very slow water pressure.
Only one spigot, though.
Only one spigot. And
that's usually the bottleneck.
So what's been happening is traffic has really been backing up at the dump station. So I'm sure they're trying to figure out a way to manage that traffic, but it's also a little concerning because we can't always predict exactly when we're going to need to go empty our water tanks. I mean, you may have a ballpark idea. So like if you're going to Grovot this year, keep that in mind, and you might look into getting a dirty water tote. You may recall that we brought one last year for our boondocking adventures, and we used it a few times. It's not my favorite way to dispose of gray water, but in a pinch, it works.
One other thing to note is that before COVID, there were pay showers available at Coulter Bay, Signal Mountain, and the headwaters at Flag Ranch campgrounds. Like you could go in and pay to take a shower. And those closed during COVID. And so I'm trying to find out whether or not they have reopened for this year, and no one seems to know. I guess just check back with the Park Service, but I would not count on those showers being open just because they haven't made an announcement either way.
So pack some extra deodorant and dry shampoo.
Or look into options within the town of Jackson or some private campgrounds that might offer shower options.
Yeah, there is a recreation center in the town of Jackson, Wyoming, which is obviously very close to the park, that does offer shower services.
So you get a day pass to that recreation center. They have an indoor swimming pool and some other nice amenities, but they do have really nice shower facilities there. And I think when you buy the pass, you can come and go throughout the day.
And the pass is only like, what, $7?
Yeah. At least that's what it was previously. So one other thing to mention is that as of the posting of this video, masks are still required indoors at Grand Teton National Park. They said that this rule is fluid at the moment and it can change depending on what the CDC guidelines change to. So pack a mask and just be prepared for that because it could be required this summer. We just don't know.
It all depends on the politics. I mean the science. Follow the science.
Yeah.
Most people going to Grand Teton travel north and head up to Yellowstone or vice versa. And we've got really good news and bad news this year about Yellowstone. I think the real good news for RV campers is that the Fishing Bridge RV campground will be open, and it has been closed the last couple of seasons for refurbishment.
Yeah, they did kind of a major renovation on the Fishing Bridge RV park, and it's now open for business. I think they're still working on expanding a couple of the bathhouses, but the campground is open, and they do have facilities open, etc.
And that'll be really interesting to see because Fishing Bridge is not only a large RV campground, but it is mostly full hookup. So if you want to do full hookup RV camping inside Yellowstone, that is your one and only option.
So all 12 campgrounds within the park are going to be advanced reservations required, which we kind of saw happen with most of them last year. Yellowstone National Park Lodges.com is where you have to go to make reservations for the biggest campgrounds. So Bridge Bay, Canyon Village, Fishing Bridge RV Park, Grant Village, and Madison. All of those campgrounds, you make your reservations at the Yellowstone National Park Lodges.com website. All the remaining campgrounds, which include Mammoth, Slough Creek, Pebble Creek, Indian Creek, and Lewis Lake, you make reservations for those campgrounds on recreation.gov. Now, there are 2 more campgrounds in the park. One is Norris and one is Tower Falls. Both of those campgrounds are still to be determined for the 2022 season. So they haven't decided whether or not they're going to open those 2 campgrounds. If they do decide to open them, they will be a recreation.gov destination to make your reservations for those 2 campgrounds. So if you have interest in staying at either one of those, I would just keep checking back with the National Park Service website and see when they release the dates for those campgrounds. Back to the Fishing Bridge RV Park. Something to note about this park, if you have an interagency access pass, which is the pass that they give to people with permanent disabilities, or if you have a senior pass holder's pass, you do not get any sort of discounts on your camping at the Fishing Bridge RV Park. So just know that before you make your reservation, because I think pretty much every other campground in the park you get a 50% discount.
Wow.
But at Fishing Bridge RV Park, they do not offer that discount. So don't count on that. Something else to remember about Fishing Bridge is they do not allow open flame fires in the campground. So that includes fire pits like our solo stove. They only allow charcoal fire pits or propane grills.
What about showering? Can I take a shower in Yellowstone?
During COVID, they closed all shower facilities in the park, which doesn't always impact a lot of RV travelers, but impacts a lot of tent campers. This year, they have said that the showers will be open at the campgrounds that have them on site. So that includes Grant Village, Fishing Bridge, and Canyon campgrounds. All of those 3 campgrounds have shower facilities on site. And when you book a site there, each site comes with 2 showers per day per campsite, and additional showers are available for purchase. If you're staying in another campground within the park, you can also visit these campgrounds and pay for a shower if you want to. In pre-COVID years, they also had pay showers available at the Mammoth Hotel, at Old Faithful Inn, and at the Roosevelt Lodge. But again, I could not get anybody to confirm if those showers would be open for the 2022 season. So I wouldn't count on those showers being available. If you need them, I would go to those 3 campgrounds that I mentioned, Grant Village, Fishing Bridge, or Canyon.
You know, we've used those free showers or included showers at Grant Village several times. And unfortunately, I don't really have any video from inside the shower because that's generally frowned upon.
And we've used the ones at Fishing Bridge and Canyon.
Yeah, we have. And they can really help you conserve your water, especially for those of you who are new to RV camping. You're going to find that showering consumes a lot of your fresh water. So anytime you can use a campground shower, it's going to help you stretch out those water tanks.
Yeah, and you're getting 2 free showers a day with the campsites at those 3 campgrounds, so you might as well use them.
Hey guys.
The last thing we're going to talk about are road closures for 2022, and I think these are the biggest obstacles that you're going to have with visiting the park this year because they've got a lot of road construction that's going to be going on.
These are time killers.
Yeah, major time killers.
To begin with, if you've never been to Yellowstone Park, just know you cannot go fast through Yellowstone. I mean, to begin with, the speed limits max out at, I don't know,
I think 40
miles an hour. But then you factor in all of the wildlife like the bison and so forth that are also using the road, and you have what are called bison jams. And the traffic can really get backed up. And on top of the bison jams, you're going to have construction delays this year.
So lots of construction delays to note. The first one will be happening around the Lewis River Bridge. This is located approximately 10 miles north of the south entrance. So if you're going to be driving up from Jackson, when you come in that south entrance, about 10 miles in is where you're going to cross the Lewis River Bridge. And they're going to have construction beginning in spring of 2022, and it's going to go through the fall of 2023. And you should expect delays of up to 20 minutes at a time. So you know how that goes. A 20-minute closure really probably ends up being 45 minutes by the time you get through that bottleneck. During both the spring and fall months, they didn't give specifics on what months those include, they will be having overnight closures on the road there, and it will start at 7 p.m. and run till 9 a.m. during those spring and fall months. So you need to pay attention to that if you're going to be driving up from Jackson in the spring or fall, because you could get stuck and have to turn around.
So you just have to turn around and go back down, huh?
There's nowhere else. The nearby pullouts to the bridge and also the Lewis Lake Falls Trail will be closed during this entire construction project. So that means from spring of 2022 to fall of 2023, you won't be able to hike to the Lewis Lake Falls. So that's kind of a bummer.
Sad. Another closure to know about is Old Faithful to West Thumb.
And that's a major artery in the park for sure.
This will occur on the main Grand Loop Road between Old Faithful and West Thumb from spring 2022 until fall of 2023.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Long time.
You can expect construction delays of up to 30 minutes.
And starting on September 5th of 2022.
2022.
Starting on September 5th of 2022, there will be overnight closures on this road from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. So you don't want to get stuck in the park later than 8 p.m. and need to access that
I mean, if that road
area,
is
because if it is, that means you're going to have to go all the way back.
There aren't that many roads to take in Yellowstone. If you've never been before, the main road makes a figure 8 through this gigantic swath of land that's larger than some states I could mention. So if you have to turn around and take the long way around, you're talking about adding an extra hour and a half to your journey.
Maybe 2 hours.
Yeah, maybe
depending.
2 hours. So pay attention to those nighttime closures.
Absolutely. The last closure that they're going to be doing this year for construction is at the Yellowstone River Bridge. So this is off the beaten path of that figure 8. It's kind of a little offshoot that goes from Tower Junction to the northeast entrance in Cook City. And this is going to be right near the Tower Junction on Northeast Entrance Road. And they are going to be, I guess, replacing the Yellowstone River Bridge, which is a long project. It starts in the fall of 2022, so I'm guessing that'll mean sometime in September, and it will last until the fall of 2025.
Wow.
It's a long time. You should expect construction delays in this area up to 30 minutes. So that includes
Lamar Valley.
Lamar Valley. So if you're interested in going to Lamar Valley, this area is what will be impacted by
The Valley of the Wolves.
If you're trying to go out that northeast entrance, it will impact you as well. It says that the Yellowstone River picnic area and the Wrecker Curve access road and parking area will both be closed during this time frame, but the hiking trails nearby will remain open. So I'm not sure where you'll be able to park for those hiking trails, but
They're going to take 3 years to build this bridge.
it's
basically.
a big bridge. I mean,
Yeah, you know, the Roman Empire built the Colosseum in 6 years.
well,
So I expect something pretty impressive.
the other thing to remember is these 3 construction projects do not include the chip sealing that they do every summer. So that's where they put like fresh kind of asphalt in certain places of the park. So that will be going on too in different parts of the park. And what you need to do for that is to check the live roadmap that is on the National Park Service website. So they actually have a live, updated throughout the day, every day map in the park that shows you closures and where construction is happening at that certain point in time. So you need to check that to see where the chip sealing will be happening, because that will usually cause 30-minute delays as well. So not only do you have these 3 major construction projects going on, you also have the regular repaving and resealing that happens every summer.
Not to worry. I'm sure you and the other 2 million people who are trying to navigate the park will get along just fine.
With that said, I would highly encourage you to pack extra water in your vehicle, pack extra snacks in your vehicle in case you do get stuck in a traffic jam for a long period of time. And you might also want to pack some sort of way to head off into the woods to use the bathroom if you needed to, because you might get stuck in your car for an hour or so. And if you got little kids that really need to go, that can cause a problem.
And you know, for those of you who are able-bodied and interested in this sort of activity, as always, we encourage you to get out there on a hiking trail and do a little bit of hiking. You don't have to tackle some 20-mile backcountry hike. You don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment. You probably should bring some bear spray.
Absolutely.
But if you're worried about the crowds in Yellowstone, you get on some of these hiking trails and you're not going to encounter nearly as many people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just drive from attraction to attraction. They get out of their car and just see what's in the immediate vicinity of the parking lot.
Yeah, a lot of people never go further than, 200 feet from the parking lot. So if you're willing to walk a little further, it will be much more pleasant because you'll have much fewer people around you.
As you longtime Long Honeymoon viewers know, we have done many videos about Yellowstone over the years that are a little more oriented towards your trip and what you're going to see and some things to do. So if you have not seen those videos, we encourage you to go watch them after watching this video.
Yeah, but just remember that now all of the campgrounds are reservation only. So that's the biggest change.
Fair enough, but Old Faithful hasn't changed.
Yep.
Thus concludes yet another episode of Long Honeymoon, the longest running honeymoon-themed RV show on the interwebs. It's about time to feed the Chihuahua, if you know what I mean.
Say, well, she doesn't eat much, but when she's ready to eat, you better get on it.
Gotta feed that hungry wolf. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to our channel on Long Honeymoon, we talk about travel, we talk about the RV lifestyle, we talk about our national parks, we review products, we do how-to videos, and we occasionally bring famous Chihuahuas onto the show. So please subscribe, join Loloho Nation.
Sean is her favorite person, so that's what she's really mad about. She's mad that I'm holding her.
All right, I'll hold you.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Now you're a happy girl.
Let's say bye to the folks.
Happy
Why don't you
girl.
act like you're going to take her? Oh,
Ferocious.
you a vicious little wolf, aren't
Baby
you?
girl. You want to come with me? See?
Woo, you are a
Fierce.
fierce little wolf.
Fierce.
My goodness.
3.4 pounds of fierceness. You want to come with me?
That's her growl.
Subtle growl.
Somewhere in there is a wolf. How did we get from wolf to this? Woo, you fierce, girl. You fierce.
Remember who feeds you, baby girl.
Before this wolf goes crazy on us, we're going to say goodbye. No, we don't say goodbye on this channel. We say Loloho.
So that includes like the what's that area right there?
The big Yellowstone Park area.
No.
It's got a lot of trees and animals running around on it,
Is
and
it
some
Lamar
water.
Valley?
Ah, Lamar Valley.
Lamar Valley.